Thank you for tuning to Abrokyire Nsem TV. I am Grace Imo and I'm here with my co-host Linda.
Hey.
And our guest
Chona.
Chona. Yes, our topic today in discussions, which you already had a whole episode on the radio. Now we want to give you a little slide on our TV. What actually we discussed today on the radio. We talk about gay people, LGTB, whatsoever. Some of us that don't live, you never had anybody or friend who is in actually that position. Won't be able to tell you much about it. The experience, what they're going through, what they are feeling, and the whole thing about it. How the community is handling them and the family accepting them and all that. So we are blessed to have an advocate who is actually fighting to make sure that LGTB community are also respected and accepted like everybody else. So I would like to welcome Miss
Chona again.
Miss Chona again. And then, do I get it wrong?
No, just Chona.
Chona. You know I'm getting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I would like our audience or whoever will be watching right now to know is give us some kind of main idea about when we say somebody's gay or lesbian. Is there anything different from everybody else that is not?
We are equals. We're just human beings.
Right.
We're just one race, human being. It's just the education we get at home is very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents they don't educate us to respect people and to be accepted.
I see.
And the conversation, the sexuality conversation with the kids, they don't give them that option to say I am not heterosexual. They just say you're gonna have a boyfriend, you're gonna have a girlfriend. They don't say to the boy you're gonna have a boyfriend. You might be wanting to have a boyfriend, or the girl you might wanna have a girlfriend. So if when you're being talked to at home and by default they talking to you as a heterosexual, so then you're gonna grow up thinking the gay is bad. And that comes from your family.
Okay, so it's actually about what the people that are surrounding around you tells you or program your mind to think.
Exactly. And based on that, when you step outside and think, and people talking bad about the other that are not heterosexual, again, gay, so then you don't feel like you belong. So if all of us were educated the way when we know we can be gay from home, so when we go outside, we don't think bad about gays.
Okay.
So there will be no discrimination.
I see. You see, this generation is more open than the generation has passed. The reason is because before it was like everybody was hiding, so scared to come out. You understand? But now it's open. It's even a law. You cannot do anything against them because of their choice in life. So how do you feel? Do you feel that changes has happened, or it didn't take any effect?
Oh yeah, definitely. The change has done a lot. Like you said, some people that had it really bad back then, they don't have it as bad today.
Okay.
But the thing is, there's still many of them. They're still under that stigma when their parents do not accept them. And then again, the parents are giving it, making it hard for those that would like to come out and say, yes, I am.
So the problem right now is the parents. That's
Yeah, because your education comes from home.
True.
With everything you do, if you're gonna have a bully in your house, it's because you're a bully in your house,
So
and it wants to be bullied.
what do you make you think why the parents are doing that?
Some of them hide behind religion, and that is one of the things that is being problematic. Because I know young people, they have religious parents, and they cannot be themselves, because if a parents find out a son or daughter is gay, it's like the world is going to be destroyed. It's going to crumble in front of them. So it's one of the problems, the religion and a lot of ignorance around it.
Denial.
Exactly.
So do some people, like some gay people, come to you, run to you for shelter, or like you've seen some cases that you witnessed, you think it is not right?
That is exactly the reason I'm having this conversation, because I have witnessed so many of them. I have people telling me the only the problems, and going through specific things. They say that shouldn't be happening. Not now. When you just mentioned it, it's better now. It's open. It's even legal.
Yes.
And then white people still struggling. So they come to me, and that's what I say. Because this is not just the LGBT community in general. This is the LGBT community of the Garifuna community I'm talking about. Because my community itself, Garifuna community, is very close-minded. It's like they don't want to admit that we exist. And if they do, we are there, they don't take it seriously. They make us like the joke of the community.
So do you have other experience with other people besides the Californian, like Africans, Americans, whites, also?
Yes, I mean, I've been living in the United States for 24 years, so I've been around, so I've been in different places. I know many communities have this problem, but again, I have to clean my house first.
True.
Definitely. I know all communities have these issues with not accepting the gay community. Some of them, they kill them, you know, but I have to start from mine.
True.
Because my people is really important, and these kids, they are meant to be someone in life, and they don't get the support from their family to tell them, listen, you can be whatever you want, anything you want. Your sexuality got nothing to do with who you're gonna be, what you can accomplish.
Okay, so if I may ask you this kind of personal, when do you realize that this is your choice?
I always knew. I always knew when I was a little kid in Honduras, growing up in a small village when everybody knew everybody, in a country that is really close-minded, which is Honduras. I have no choice but just even ignore the situation. But I knew I didn't want to be with no guy. My favorite games were the boy games, like marbles, like what is it, like trompo, what is it? This type of thing. I didn't play soldiers or anything like that because I didn't have the guns, toys, or stuff like that. But my mentality was really, I was strong-minded, and I didn't want to be dominated for no guy. There was never violence in my house. My mother was a single mother, so I didn't see any like men abusing my mom to say, oh, maybe she hates men because of that. It got nothing to do with that. It's just that my preference was like, I always admire women, intelligence of women. I don't want to be touched by a man. I don't feel comfortable touching by one. But yet, I got married to one because of society. But
Influence.
yeah, because they put in my mind, I'm a woman, so I have to be with a man. And I wasn't happy.
So you were not at the place where you wanted to be.
And then when I came to America, I say, okay, Eureka, voila, this is the place I'm supposed to be. This is where the place I can be.
Who you want to be.
Exactly.
So this to tell me that when you have a child, just don't describe them by their gender, but they are the thing that they exhibit. Could let you
just let them
define
be.
who they are.
Just let them be. And then do not have opinion about anybody.
Okay.
Because if you start having opinion about a particular group and that person falls in that group, you just ruin that person's life.
I see.
Just leave it open. It shouldn't be by default. So when you have that conversation, have it open.
I see.
Because nobody's gonna, gay people suffer. Do you know we want to come to suffer here? It'd be easy for us to say, we're heterosexual. That's the easy way out. But we fight for that because that's who we are. So parents have to start to have that conversation. Do not have a conversation by default. No.
Okay.
Leave it open.
I see. So before we go, this is the last one. How do you met your wife?
Oh my God!
We would like to know. Somebody will know how to approach.
It is. Listen, it's incredible. And if she was listening right now, like, okay, she gonna say it again.
Now this is gonna go live.
Listen, this is how it happened. Again, there's this friend of mine, long time ago, a good friend of mine. Actually, whoever I am and what I accomplished in this country, it is connected to every single thing she did for me. First, she found me a job in Westford Village.
Whoa.
In a record store. In the name of the record store back in the day was Discorama. It was Discorama. I worked on Discorama for 6 years.
Wow.
I was the salesperson and cashier, and eventually became like the manager of the section I was dealing with. I used to see that tall, elegant, beautiful woman coming with a child there, because the store used to sell, cheap chiddies.
Yes.
The prices were really low at the time. If you know this Corona,
Yes.
this Corona, everybody went to this Corona.
Yes.
But I never said anything to her. But and then, after many years working in the village and seeing the life of people, that's the part I wanted to be. That's the community I want to be. One day I was in my house feeling lonely, and I called the center. That's what I was talking about. And the center, the LGBT community center here in West 13.
Okay.
And they called me in for appointment. They advised me. They told me, nobody's gonna come knocking your door. They're not gonna find that person coming to your house. You gotta go out. That's when I went to my first club in the village, in Christopher Street, I believe.
Yeah.
I remember that. But it was a male club.
Oh,
But
okay.
and then I asked, where could I go to a all woman club? And one of the guys directed me to a club, a female club. And I went to that club a few times. One day, that same tall, beautiful, elegant woman, blah blah blah. Believe it or not, I was sitting on the table. It makes me excited. She didn't have to be laughing and smiling. She was sitting there. I'm sitting on the table because I'm by myself. Remember, I'm still trying to figure out how to get on, like asking a girl for dance or anything. And she came. Remember, I seen her in my store. She sat and then she had a bottle of water with her. But I'm drinking a beer. And I said to her, "Do you mind caring for my drink while I go to the bathroom?" I said to her, right? And I went downstairs to the bathroom. When I come, she was like uneasy, like she got to go. She have to go. And I'm sorry for letting you. She was polite to wait for me, and then she left. And like a few minutes later, they announced the dancer for the night. When I look up at the stage, guess who's the dancer?
Her.
She was the dancer. And I said, no wonder why I like this thing.
The connection.
Yes, she was the dancer of the club. And I remember, I liked her, watching her coming in. Her elegance was the first thing that attracted me to her. And then when I saw her on that stage, I was like, well, that's it. And it took years for the relationship to start. But I liked her from the very first time I saw her in that stage. And then she said the very first time she saw me behind my counter in the store with those long locks that I used to have, that she was like, if you talk to my wife about my hair, she still do not get used to me not having hair. It's an issue in the house, not me having hair. Because that's the first thing I hear.
Yeah, right, that's all catch the house.
That was the connection.
Yeah. So that's how I met her. Yeah, so we've been together for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
And married for 6. And going strong.
Wow.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What is her name?
Kyla. Kyla Gill.
Thank you. All right. Is there anything else you want to add or say? Something short and brief to the gay community and the people that have friendship or family member with gay and lesbian people.
Well, I just want to tell to those friends and family, please don't judge people. Embrace them. Offer your shoulders. And you guys that feel abandoned and discriminated against, know that you're not alone. You have the LGBT community center here in New York City. You only have to call the number, check the website. They have so many programs for you there. You feel like a family. This is our home. And people love you and people care for you. And I'm one of these people.
All right. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, and stay tuned with Radio Abrokyire Nsem. Me, Gracimo, Linda, Michael. We'll be bringing you more of this issue. It is time that we start talking and talk to real people that are facing the real problem or living the real life, so you get to understand them better. Thank you, and see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.